Hey guys, it's Legendary Narwhal back again, and today this is going to be the first of many for a series of comparison videos between PlanetSide 1 and PlanetSide 2. This is something that you guys have wanted for a long time, and it's something that I said, oh yeah, I'll totally do it, and then it didn't happen. So I've basically been really busy doing really poorly at school, so yeah, but I'm going to try and get some more stuff out for you guys. This is going to be the first one, and this one is going to be focused mostly on the class system and the concept of an inventory, an open inventory that you have that you can move things around and play with. Okay? Now, the certification video that I'm going to do for this is probably going to be the longest one, so I'm already definitely going to do a video for that. But as far as the comparisons go, please leave in the comments of this video what comparison you would like to see next, because I'm doing class systems and inventory management for the first one. I know I'm going to do certification, even though it may not be next. I will do it at some point. Implants, I will also be doing. I'll do one on implants, but I want you guys to tell me which ones you want to see. So, leave that down below, and then I will go through those and see what most people want, and then I will try to get that out within a couple days. I'll try and speed up production on these things, because you guys have done your part and been loyal and subscribed and watched, so now it's time for me to do my part and actually give you stuff to watch. So let's get started here. So I'm in PlanetSide 1 at the moment. I have PlanetSide 2 open as well. I'm going to be switching between them in tabs for the purposes of this video. But first, let's talk about the inventory system. So in PlanetSide 1, you had an open-faced inventory that you could do stuff with. You can directly interact with this. I could put this on the ground if I wanted to. Okay? Now, the way that inventory worked was it was dependent on the armor type that you were wearing at the time. So if I go over here to this equipment terminal and I go to armor, in my standard exosuit, which is just, PJs or jammies, as PlanetSide 1 people would call them, this is what you spawn in. You do not spawn with a set of gear already on you, guns and all sorts of utility things when you spawn. You do not decide that first. You spawn in a standard exosuit. So if I grab one, I'll go ahead and clear this out for you. You can see now, so I have inventory here, I have one long rifle slot, and I have a handgun slot. Okay? So the way that this is going to work now is in this handgun slot you can put any handgun. So there's one. This is also a handgun. The spiker, even though you cannot use this is slightly off topic, but apparently SOE decided in their infinite wisdom to basically remove the core combat expansion from this game. You cannot access the cavern system at all, and you cannot get cavern weapons or vehicles anymore either. I believe that this includes the BFR, however I'm not sure. I have not yet tried to pull one. But yeah, so all your pistols, all of your utility things, engineering, medical, hacking devices, all of that will go in your main handgun slot. Okay? Now in the rifle slot, will go a rifle, such as the suppressor. This is the basic assault rifle. This is what you spawn with. You spawn with one of these. Now, you'll notice that this doesn't really take up the entire slot, and that's because all of your equipment has a specific size. This is really only relevant to things like the rifles, seeing as all the handguns have the same kind of 3x3 grid slot here. However, things like this suppressor, if I want to take another one, you can see that it doesn't quite fill up this whole row. I can even put another one in if I want to. And then there's room for a couple boxes of ammo on the side. So, what does this open up for you? What does being able to do this give you? Well, it gives you the option to be able to do things like, let's say I'm going to go with an agile exosuit, which is like light assault in PlanetSide 2. That's kind of how the armor would compare. If you go to standard and you look down at the bottom left, you'll see I have 50. Agile, you'll see I have 100. Reinforced, you'll see I have 200. So, standard, and then there's light assault, and then there's heavy assault. So if I was in light assault, for my weapons, let's say I will take, I don't know, engineering and a hacking device. Let's say I'll grab a couple med kits just for quick use. And then let's say for my weapon, I'm going to go with a jackhammer. Why not? And then, I don't know, let's just do 2 boxes of ammo. When you're using a shotgun in close quarters with not the heaviest armor in the game, you probably don't need more than 2 boxes of ammo, to be fair. Now, what I can also do now is with this, I can say, oh, I don't know, maybe let's take a rocket rifle and a box of frag ammo. Now what I can do is I can go here, and you can see now the rocket rifle, there is space here. It does not take up this whole row. However, the jackhammer will. So if I try to switch weapons now, you see now I've got this big thing that I've got to put somewhere because I didn't manage my inventory correctly. However, if I do my little inventory Tetris and arrange it just so, I can very quickly swap between these 2 things. Now what I can do is swap out my ammunition type from rockets to frag rounds, swap it over to a 6-shot burst, which is the secondary fire mode as opposed to single rockets. Now what I have is if I spawn in a building, let's say I spawn here, that's the enemy base. I want to get there. So, pull out my gun, I run, I'm leaving, and then all of a sudden an enemy mosquito starts swooping in on me. Well, normally I would be completely screwed. I have a shotgun. What is that going to do against an aircraft? Well, I can very quickly do that, and all of a sudden now I have a 6-shot burst flat gun that is very effective against aircraft. Now, you can see that I only have 2 full clips for it, the clip that's in the gun by default, and then the remaining 6 that's right here. So, it's something that's only going to be useful for maybe 2 shots, 2 6-round bursts. But the option is there. The option is there for you to decide what you want to do. And the whole concept of that inventory bleeds over into the class system. The way that class systems worked in PlanetSide 1 was you essentially made your own class through the use of this favorite tab in the equipment terminal. It was a combination of saving this and saying what sort of certifications you wanted to take. Heavy Assault is a good example. If I go to the certification terminal and say, okay, what is Heavy Assault? What does it do? Well, it gives me access to these Heavy Assault weapons, like the jackhammer. So, you could argue that the Heavy Assault class in PlanetSide 2 exists in PlanetSide 1. You would build that class by taking Heavy Assault, Anti-Vehicular Assault, and the Reinforced Exosuit. What this then will do for you is, in armor, I can get my Reinforced Exosuit. I can take a pistol. So I've got my pistol. I've got my jackhammer. That's my Heavy Assault. I can take, for now, let's say the Decimator, even though I did see in the roadmap that they are planning on implementing the Phoenix and the Lancer and the Striker and all the Empire-specific anti-vehicle weapons. For now, we'll just take the Decimator just for the heck of it. And then, there you go. So that is basically the Heavy Assault class, just in a nutshell. I have access to a pistol. I have my jackhammer, which is my main Heavy Assault weapon, or it could be a LMG, depending on what you decide to take. And then I have access to a rocket launcher. There you go. I'm also in heavy armor. You can see at the bottom here I have 200 armor. So there, I just created the Heavy Assault class. I can then go to favorites, I can pick something, and I can save this. I can save this configuration as something. So, right here, Thumper Gauss. If I click that, what I have now is a Thumper grenade launcher and a Gauss assault rifle. That is a class that I personally use a lot, because I was a big fan of the grenade launcher, and the Gauss is really good for short to mid-range stuff, or mid to long-range stuff. And you can go here and just take all that stuff. I called this one shotgun because it has a jackhammer, but this is essentially Heavy Assault. I just didn't choose to take a pistol because in this game pistols were pretty useless if you had a main weapon. So classes were designed by the user. The user decided with the certifications they took what they wanted their class to be. And that was a combination of the inventory along with that. So I like PlanetSide 1 better in the inventory respect and really the class system respect because you got to design the class. You didn't have to use some cookie cutter build that the PlanetSide 2 devs force on you. You don't have to do that because that's very restrictive. And what I mean is, for example, let's say you want to be a sniper. Now, in this game, I don't have the certification for the cloaking armor at the moment, but the cloaking armor is in here, infiltration suit. The infiltration suit did not have a main rifle slot. It had stuff for this, just one handgun, and then it had room, if I get rid of these, for 4 things. It was basically this. This was your inventory, this kind of 2x2 box square, along with a single hand slot. So, infiltrators were designed to infiltrate. They were designed to cloak. They weren't designed to snipe. The class name wasn't Sniper. Now, if I did want to snipe in this game, let's say I want to have my Gauss rifle. I can get rid of this and all of its ammo. I can go to weapons. I can go to the heavy scout rifle, the HSR, grab some ammo for that. Boom. I could have saved that favorite if I had wanted to. Now I have a Gauss rifle, so I can do some mid to closest range work. And I have a sniper rifle, meaning that I can now go ahead and use this for long range stuff, which is very, very cool. The idea that you can have a sniper rifle with really heavy 200 armor points and a whole nother weapon is really good. This Gauss rifle could instead be, where is it? A jackhammer. So I'm sniping, and then I see someone on my little mini-map up there sneaking up behind me. Oh no, I'm a sniper, I'm so defenseless, what will I do? What I'm going to do is switch over my jackhammer, switch over to a triple shot burst, turn around, and own their face off. That's what I'm going to do. The concept of you being allowed to do that is so good. The reason that you can take whatever you want is because of this inventory. Having an inventory that you can directly manage allows you to take whatever it is that you want to take, basically. So as far as inventory goes, I give PlanetSide 1 the clear winner in this case. For class system, I give PlanetSide 1 the winner in this case as well, simply because I like the freedom to design the class the way that I specifically want to play. I don't want to have to just deal with the adaptations that a cookie cutter build allows me to. Okay? Oh, and additionally, just before I switch over to PlanetSide 2 and go to that content, shout out to Doctor Who's. As you can see, I've already been on for a long time before I began recording, because I got on like, I'm going to record a video, and somebody saw me and recognized me. So shout out to him. Was talking to him for a little while, and sadly, sounds like he just got killed by a beamer. So, sorry dude. Sorry you got killed by a beamer. That's the flashlight, in case you were curious. PlanetSide 1 vets know the Vanu pistol, the beamer, as a flashlight because in this game it is about as effective and damaging as one. It doesn't do any damage, really. And just him getting killed by one is pretty funny. Now, let us switch gears and hop over to PlanetSide 2 for a quick moment. Let's talk about that. Alright, so here in PlanetSide 2, let's go over to the equipment terminal, because there's no way for me to access the inventory screen without using this device. So let's go over here. Now, you can see I have an inventory. Okay? It does exist. This is my inventory. However, it isn't something that I can change. It's not something that I can say, well, I want to use a medical device here. Their answer to that is if you want to use a medical device, then you choose a specific class that will allow you to use a medical device. So, the way that the inventory system works, it's very standardized in PlanetSide 2. And what I mean by that is you could see in PlanetSide 1 how the available space went up with the heavier armor that you wore, which only really made sense. The heavier armor has more armor on it, and it has more space. You do move slower, but the trade-off to that is you have more armor and you can carry more stuff around. In this game, everyone basically has the same loadout. If you look at the Infiltrator, and I'll just kind of pan down here, just kind of direct your eyes to the right side of the screen there as I pan down this. Okay, now the Max doesn't particularly count because the Max is kind of in a class on its own. But with all of these, one thing that you'll notice is that it was pretty much the same. This UI did not get changed around. These slots, for the most part, did remain filled. The exception to that being the Light Assault does not have a tool, simply because, well, not really sure why. They have utility, which goes here, which is C4. I'm just not spec'd into that personally. So, I don't really know why they don't have a tool weapon. Every other class does. However, if we go down here, so Infiltrator, they have a main gun slot. In this case, I have a sniper rifle. If I wanted to, I could make this into something else. Okay, I have an SMG, which I could use. I could put that on if I wanted to. But this is the main gun slot. Then you have a slot for a pistol. Then you have a slot for a tool specific for your class. For the Infiltrator, it's the recon detection device. Light Assault doesn't have one. They have jump jets, but that's really just the ability of their suit. That's just their ability, is to jump. So, I don't really know why they weren't granted with a tool. Combat Medic, obviously you have a medical applicator. Engineer, you have the armor repair ability. Heavy Assault, you have the rocket launcher. So, you have the same basic loadout. The only things that really change is the ammo that you carry for each one, which you can't see here, and things like this down here. So this particular ability of your suit, and then there's upgrades for your suit that go here, such as the explosive resistance upgrades and things like that, and then the utility would go here. For Engineer, for example, the utility is right here. You can see my ammunition package. So that is the Engineer's utility. They throw that on the ground. Combat Medic, I don't have one selected. And then Light Assault, don't have one selected, but that's where C4 would go. Infiltrator, I don't have one selected, but this is where a Bouncing Betty would go if I was inserted into that in particular. Okay? So, this is the extent of the inventory. There's really not a whole lot else to say. You do not get to decide really the amount of ammunition that you bring to a particular fight. The only way that you can kind of change that around is if I were to go here and, let's see, it's not you, that's the Bouncing Betty there. Tool slot, ability slot, suit slot maybe. Yeah, so things like ammunition belt. You would have to specify into this as your suit ability if you wanted to carry around more ammunition. You couldn't simply say, well, I'm not ever going to use a pistol, so if I am going to go Infiltrator, that was G, not E. Ignore that. Anyway, so if I go Infiltrator, I can't simply say, well look, I have 40 shots with this gun. Now, with the pistol, I have an 8-round clip and 48 other shots. What if all I want to do is snipe? What if I don't even want to use the pistol? I do not have the option to throw away the pistol and all of its ammo and get more ammo for my sniper rifle. I am not allowed to do that because the game says, no, this is the cookie cutter way this class is designed, you have to just deal with it. I don't like that very much at all. I really don't. So, especially because pistols, in this game they are more useful in PlanetSide 1, to be fair. However, if you have a specific role in mind, and Heavy Assault is a pretty good example. If I'm a Heavy Assault class, and I have an LMG with a 100 round clip, why on earth would I ever use a pistol? Why would I do that? This will do more damage, fire faster, and it has a much, much larger clip. In fact, the 100 round clip that this has by default is basically more than all of the pistol ammo that I can carry. It's almost 2 times more than the pistol ammo I can carry. So basically, I could add a whole nother half clip to this gun if I was not carrying around a pistol. But I'm not allowed to do that because that's not the way that this class was designed. So, inventory, it bleeds into the class. It bleeds into this. They basically took away the free choice you had in PlanetSide 1 and gave you this. So they say, oh, you want to snipe? Well, okay, then you should be an infiltrator. Now, the con to this is you don't have the freedom like you did in PlanetSide 1, like I showed you, to be someone in heavier armor with a sniper rifle and a second primary gun. Not a sniper rifle and a pistol, that's not what I'm saying. A sniper rifle and a primary gun. You don't have the option for that here. You have the option of a sniper and a pistol. That is it. If you want to snipe, you must do this. Now, that takes away choice. It does. It takes away a lot of choice. And that's what I don't like about it. The however is the class system in PlanetSide 2 is very good for what Sony wanted out of this game, which, to my mind at the moment, is just a quick find a battle, lots of people online, Zerg fest. Their selling point for this game was massive battles. Their selling point for this game was quantity over quality, as far as I'm concerned. So they don't really care, to my knowledge, if you don't have the amount of free choice and uniqueness that you had in PlanetSide 1. They don't care, because this system is designed to say, oh, well, I want to jump into your game, into the battle right now. I want to be up front and thick in the action. All you need to do is click Heavy Assault, spawn, and boom. You're in heavy armor with a shield ability and a massive machine gun. Okay? Now, that's good for people that are not very experienced with the game. It's good for people that just want to get in and shoot people and don't really know what they want. It's not good for people that are veterans who know exactly what they want and want to min and max their personal loadout to the fullest extent possible. An example would be knowing I'm not going to use this goddamn pistol. So why do I need to take it? If I know I'm not going to use it, why do I have to have it? Why can I not carry more ammunition for this? Maybe I could even fit another rocket in my backpack instead of having to carry around, what was it, 48 and 8, so that's 54 pistol rounds. Instead of carrying around a pistol and 54 rounds of ammunition, maybe I could fit in a whole nother rocket. That would be a lot more beneficial to me personally than having this pistol that I'm not going to end up using. The common player won't care. The common player won't care. They'll probably never switch to it and use it themselves, but they're not going to care that it's there taking up space, because they got to just jump into a fight very quickly with a pre-loadout already done for them, which fits the role they wanted to do. If you want to snipe, they will say, hey, pick an infiltrator, because as far as a, air quotes, sniper goes, this is the best cookie cutter way to do it. You don't have as much shield as the other classes, but that's because you're faster. you have an ability that will allow you to swap between positions on the field very quickly and not remain seen as well. You can take your shot and then you can switch positions somewhere else. That's very handy when you take into account the fact that you want to remain unseen when you go between sniping positions. Or if I am behind a position, I can peek out and they won't really know that I'm here because I'm cloaked. I then line up my shot, steady my breath, and then boom. I take my shot and all is well. So the class systems are good for inexperienced players. That's basically what it all comes down to. In PlanetSide 1, you had the favorite system at the equipment terminal so that you could design your own class and very rapidly switch to that. Very rapidly and very easily. To be fair, you have that in this game as well. You'll see I have my sniper loadout here. Boom, I can resupply. What if I don't want to snipe? Okay, here's my SMG loadout. Boom, now I have my SMG. That was very quick. That was a very quick and easy switch. However, it's a switch within the class. It is not a switch that mix and matches weapons from other things. It doesn't switch heavy machine guns for sniper rifles, for rocket launchers, for the ability to repair armor or heal. Whereas in PlanetSide 1, you had that variety to do what you wanted to do. So that's pretty much it as far as the inventory and the class system comparisons go for these games. Now, if you want... Oh, park them in the west, they can hit them from the crown. Oh, that's orders tab up there. Never seen orders up there before, but anyway, I'm going to ignore you because I won't be on this game much longer. I'm going to be getting off in a moment. But yeah, so the inventory system was much better in PlanetSide 1 because it gave you much more control. It lets you do more of what you wanted to do and put less restrictions on you by saying, hey, you can do what you want within what we will allow, is basically the way PlanetSide 1 went. As far as PlanetSide 2 goes, inventory is pretty much a non-factor because you cannot access it in the field. Now, it takes out that aspect so you can focus more on fighting, but again, that's something for the inexperienced player who just wants a quick in and out shoot 'em up and doesn't really care about min and maxing their personal character's loadout and using the strategy that will give you. Like I demonstrated earlier in PlanetSide 1, where I used my inventory to switch between two primary guns. Even though I only had one primary gun slot, I had the inventory space to fit another primary gun, and I was able to switch between them to very drastically change my role in a split-second amount of time, from using a close-range jackhammer to using an air-to-ground handheld flak gun, so that I could provide some air defense. The ability to do that, the strategic ability of having that inventory customization, just cannot be matched by this game. Class systems, it's okay in this game, but again, you can change what you want to change within what they allow. And that's something, again, that's for the inexperienced player, not for the experienced player who knows what he wants and knows how to make it work. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. Next video, I do not know what it's going to be on at the moment, so what I will say is, as far as this comparison series goes, I know you already want it because you guys already told me, but please, like, favorite the video, all that other good stuff, so that I can see that you like it, because if I make these videos and I don't really see, any likes on them or anything, then it makes me not want to do them. It makes me want to try and do other videos to get people to look at my channel, rather than doing videos that nobody likes or cares about. So if you like it, just show that you like it. And if you want to be kept up to date with the other comparison videos I'm going to do in the future, or with just the rest of the stuff I do on the channel, just regularly, then be sure that you subscribe so that you don't have to come to the channel all the time, the channel page, to see new videos. It'll just be dropped right into your little My Subscription inbox. Inbox? Yeah. Anyway, it's very early and it's very hot, so I'm not really thinking. I guess a small apology to that. If you hear a fan in the background for the entire time of this, it's because it's very hot in this room. I'm not going to go back and re-record this video without a fan noise if the fan noise is there, just because it's too hot. So I apologize. Hopefully if it's there, it's not a very big deal. Alright, so yeah. Make sure that in the comments of this video, you tell me what you want to see next. Okay, because I'm going to basically hold off on making another one until you tell me what you want. Because I want to make sure that I deliver what you guys want to watch. Because that's the reason that I'm here. It's for you guys. So, until then, this has been the comparison video between PlanetSide 2 and PlanetSide 1 as far as inventory and class systems go. This has been Legendary Narwhal. He just walked through the floor. And I'll see you guys next time.